The team is about to go on a mission that follows up on Captain Rex's hunch that Echo is still alive, but is Captain Rex's personal feelings getting in the way? Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome to an all-new Crossin Streams. As always, I'm your host, the real Geno Reynolds, and today we're going to continue our look at the Clone Wars Season 7, the final season, this time Episode 2, called A Distant Echo. When we last left off, Captain Rex heard a transmission where he thought the long-dead Trooper Echo was on this transmission. So they want to go on a mission to see if he's still alive. They want to see if he is this quote-unquote algorithm that is allowing the villains to track their every move, to predict their every military strategy. So the Bad Batch and Rex, along with Anakin, are going to go on a mission, but Anakin has to get it approved through Obi-Wan, and so there let's just say it's a quick discussion on where Anakin is allowed. He basically says, yeah, I know it's a good mission, we're gonna go, and Obi-Wan just kind of shakes his head, but we learn something here, because we learn that Rex actually knew about Anakin and Padme, because Rex is kind of watching the door as Anakin is talking with Padme via hologram. And this was a scene that a lot of people were worried about when they saw the trailer for this season, because they're saying, are we revealing here that that Anakin knows that Padme's pregnant? Because you can tell that she's starting to get a bit of a baby bump. That being said, Anakin is focused on her eyes almost the entire time. She does put her hands on her stomach, but she just kind of, like she's kind of crossing her fingers, kind of on, just doing this, right, over her stomach. So Anakin's really just focused on her eyes. He misses her so much they don't get to see each other. They barely get to talk. But like I said, we find out that Rex knows about it, and that he's kind of helping him keep it secret from Obi-Wan, or at least he thinks he is. When Obi-Wan approaches, he's saying, "What is Anakin doing?" Rex is like, "He's inspecting my equipment," So when Anakin finally comes out, Obi-Wan's like, "What were you doing?" He goes, "I was working on this equipment." He had Rex's helmet with him, and as he's walking away, we then find out that Obi-Wan knows, because he says, "I hope you at least told Padme hi for me," and Anakin kind of shoots him a look. So that's one big revelation in this episode. A lot of the theme of the episode is instinct and personal feelings, because you have Rex wanting to go on this mission because he's lost so many friends. If there's a chance that one of them is alive, he wants to save them. And one of the things that Padme and Anakin talk about is, he says, well, when you have these personal feelings, she says, when you have these personal feelings, Rex has always been by your side and supporting you. Maybe you should do the same for him. And they're really humanizing Rex even more, even though, the character's been totally humanized through the first few seasons of the Clone Wars, and especially Rebels. But they're talking about, it's like, look, they're not just these things. They may be clones, but they're human. So the Bad Batch and them go on the mission, and there's not really a lot to say about the mission itself. It's a solid episode, but they just go on this mission. It's just your typical Star Wars mission. You've got, they deal with some of the planet's natural inhabitants. They start to tussle with them a little bit, but realize that they're on the same side. And the natives send the Bad Batch and the rest of the team in the right direction. They infiltrate the base, and we do learn that working with Admiral Trench from episode 1, or from episode 1 of this season, the Techno Union is also involved. So even though they're supposed to be neutral in this whole thing, the Techno Union is helping Trench. So they've picked a side. And so we learn that they are behind this quote-unquote algorithm, whatever it may be. So they infiltrate the base, take out lots of droids. They're supposed to be going in quiet, but that didn't last very long, especially with the Bad Batch. During the mission, Rex and the Bad Batch kind of get on each other because they think he's letting his personal feelings get in the way, like he's not being a good clone, right? He's being human. How dare he? So they do tussle a little bit, but they end up working together in the end. They infiltrate the base, again, not very quietly, and they do find the source, even though there's a lot of trouble because they keep losing the signal from Echo, or what's supposedly Echo. They finally found the signal where, like, the door where it's coming from. They eventually dispatch the villains and get inside the door, and big time spoilers, they do discover that Echo is in there, and he was in some sort of stasis, because when they wake him up, he still feels like the moment where he died. He's at that moment, but then realizes, wait, you came back for me, where am I? And the last thing we see is Rex saying, I'm getting you out of here. And we end the episode in the middle of a mission. So definitely a cliffhanger ending this time around. I don't know if this is going to be the case for the whole season. And I'm not really against this because, see, what I'm getting ready to say is, it seems like this season is going to be very clone heavy. Like that's going to be what the stories are going to be about. And I don't really have a problem with that because, I mean, there's not much more you can tell about Anakin and Obi-Wan and even Ahsoka since she came back in Rebels. We know she disappeared, but and I do look forward to the episodes with those characters and with Maul and everybody else. Don't get me wrong, I love Maul, and I really love Ahsoka, so I want to see those characters. But these first two episodes have been very much about Rex. It's it's just been a very Rex heavy season, or a very clone heavy season, especially Rex heavy season so far. D. Bradley Baker's getting his work in because he voices the clone trooper. So yeah, it was a solid episode. There wasn't a ton of revelations. Again, there was Obi-Wan knowing about Padme and Anakin. There was Rex knowing about it. Of course, they find Echo, and then the Techno Union involvement. That was really the big revelations of the episode. But other than that, it was just a pretty straightforward clones versus battle droids type of episode. Still a solid episode, though. I did enjoy it. I like that it left on a cliffhanger. So now they have to escape this place. Unless they kind of just skip over that and they end, the next episode we're back at base. I don't know. But yeah, they succeeded in their mission, at least so far. And it was a pretty solid episode. I'm not sure where they're going to go with this. I mean, I think there's supposed to be like 12 episodes or something like that. I don't know if there's more or less. But being that the episodes aren't even a half hour long, I'm really curious how much story they're going to be able to tell. It's almost like The Mandalorian. It's like, how much of a story can you tell? But that being said, The Mandalorian, we're getting more seasons. This is supposedly the final season of the Clone Wars. Granted, we're going to be bumping up against a movie here soon, episode 3. So they can only tell so much story. So I am curious where it's going to go. And again, I do like that we're getting a lot of Captain Rex. I like Rex a lot. I do look forward to seeing Ahsoka and Maul. So I'm wondering where they're going to fit them in. That being said, still a pretty solid episode. That's going to be all for this edition of Crossin Streams. If you like what you've heard here, please subscribe to the Real Geno YouTube channel. Like this video. If you have anything to say about Episode 2 of the Clone Wars and Season 7, A Distant Echo, please feel free to leave a comment in the section below. Till next time, I am your host, the Real Geno, Geno Reynolds, and may the Force be with you.